So now, dear student, we start one topic. Actually, this topic is not given in particularly this chapter. This topic is given in chapter number 6. This is chapter number 4. But in chapter number 6, this topic is mentioned, given. But that is also in a very shortcut way, in a brief way. But our aim, actually this topic is very much important related to this chapter also related to chapter number 6. But in our textbook, in NCERT textbook, this topic multiplication of vector, the topic is multiplication of vector, is not very well explained. So let's understand this topic in a very detailed way. This topic will help you in chapter number 6 also and in this chapter also. So let's start the topic multiplication of vectors. We know that we already studied the addition and subtraction of vectors using two methods, triangle method and parallelogram method. This is the new topic, multiplication of vector. So first of all, I'll give you a brief information about the multiplication of vector. After that, we start to understand this topic in a detailed way. Okay, so remember, multiplication of vectors are of two types. There are two types of multiplication. Multiplication of vectors are of two types. One is known as a scalar product and one is known as a vector product. Scalar product and vector product. Scalar product also known as a dot product, its another name is dot product, and vector product another name is also very familiar one, cross product. So there are two types of multiplication, dot product and cross product. Okay, so first of all, let's understand the meaning of these two. What is the meaning of scalar product and what is the meaning of cross product, vector product? With the help of one example, I'll first of all give you one example. Look at this example. We all know force is a vector physical quantity. It required both magnitude as well as direction. Similarly, displacement is also vector physical quantity. It required both magnitude and direction. But dear student, force is vector, displacement is also vector, but the multiplication of these two, it's a familiar equation. I think you should observe in the 8th, 9th or in 10th standard. Force into displacement gives us work. Work is equals to force into displacement. But on the left hand side, work is a scalar quantity. It required only magnitude. Direction is not involved with this physical quantity. So just only see this equation. What this equation tries to tells you, okay, there is a two vector physical quantity, multiplication of two vector physical quantity and result is scalar. Force is a vector physical quantity, you have to put an arrow above the symbol. Displacement is also vector physical quantity, you have to put an arrow above the symbol. But on the left hand side, work is a scalar quantity, arrow is not there above the symbol of work. So if two vector physical quantities are multiplied and result is a scalar quantity, so such a product is known as a scalar product. So definition is, if two vector physical quantities are multiplied and result is scalar, then such a product is called scalar product. Is also known as a dot product because is represented by putting a dot, between two vector physical quantity. You have to put a dot. That's why is also known as a dot product. So remember, just कि भाई two vector physical quantities are multiplied and result is a scalar, so such a product is known as a scalar product. On the other side, let's understand the meaning of vector product. Again, I'll give you one example. That example, definitely I'll write one equation. Right now, please student, do not bother कि भाई this equation, after some time I'll write on the board how it came, what is the meaning. Don't right now think too much, just only see one thing. Just okay, look at here. Position vector is a vector physical quantity, represents the position of any particle, and force is also vector physical quantity, we all know. So there is a one equation you will study it in the same semester, in the same part, physics part 1 chapter number, there is a 7, rotational motion. This equation you will study it. Okay, by product of position vector and force gives us torque. Torque is also vector physical quantity. Position vector is denoted by R, is a vector quantity, you have to put an arrow above the symbol. Force is also vector quantity, you have to put an arrow above the symbol. And torque is also vector quantity, you have to put an arrow above the symbol. So here see, on this side two vector quantities are multiplied but result is scalar. But here two vector physical quantities are multiplied and result is also vector quantity. So that is known as a vector product. Why is known as a cross product also? Because it is represented by putting a cross between two vector physical quantity, is represented by putting a cross. That's why it is also known as a cross product. So definition of vector product is, if two vector physical quantity are multiplied and result is also vector, then such a product is called vector product, and is also known as a cross product because it is represented by putting a cross between two vector quantity. So only, please dear student, remember only one thing, two vector quantities are multiplied, result is scalar, so is known as a dot product. Two vector quantities are multiplied, result is also vector, then is known as a cross product. Okay, now this is only the primary introduction or information, just we understand the meaning of these two. What is the meaning of dot product, what is the meaning of cross product. At last, in the introduction, you should accept one equation. One equation I'll give you for dot product and one equation I'll give you for cross product. You should accept this equation right now. कि भाई suppose A and B are two vector physical quantity, then A dot B is equals to what? That I'll tell you. And similarly, suppose A and B are two vector physical quantity, then A cross B is equals to what? One equation I'll give you for dot product, one equation I'll give you for cross product. You should accept this two formula. Remember, A dot B is equals to AB cos theta, whereas A cross B is equals to AB sin theta n caret. One thing, here it's in a dot product. If you have a question in your mind, why n caret is not there and why n caret is there, so I'll give you answer. Remember, it's in a dot product and result of the dot product is a scalar. Dot product, its result is always scalar, and scalar quantity required only magnitude, direction is not involved. Whereas this is the cross product. Cross product result is also vector. See, cross product result is also vector. So vector physical quantity need magnitude as well as direction also. N caret, you can say that n caret is the unit vector in the direction of A cross B. In both equation, as I said earlier, that you should accept this equation without proof. You should accept this equation, but in both equation theta is the angle between A and B. Here also theta is the angle between A and B. So remember, these are two most important equation for this topic. A dot B, AB cos theta, a cross B is equals to AB sin theta and caret. So this is the primary introduction about the multiplication of vector. Now let's move forward. Now I'll explain this dot product and cross product in a detailed way. There are few properties for the dot product and few properties for the cross product. Let's understand the properties of dot and properties of cross product in a detailed way. So now first of all, I'll explain the properties of dot product. After that, we understand properties of cross product. So properties of dot product, there are few properties. Number one, first property is dot product is commutative. Dot product is commutative. It means A dot B also equals to B dot A. Just like if you remember that addition and subtraction, so vector addition is commutative, but vector subtraction is not commutative. A plus B is equals to B plus A, but A minus B not equals to B minus A. In the same way, dot product is commutative. A dot B also equals to B dot A. I'll explain why. Okay. A dot B, just before some time in the introduction, I'll give you the formula. A dot B means AB cos theta. So you can also write in this way, BA cos theta. In the maths, 2 3s are 6, so 3 2s are also 6. 3 into 2, okay, 2 into 3, both are same. So AB cos theta also equals to BA cos theta. And if you write BA cos theta, then is also equals to B dot A. Like A dot B, AB cos theta, so B dot A, BA cos theta. So remember that dot product is commutative. Okay. Second one, second property, dot product. Second property, dot product obeys the associative law. Dot product obeys associative law. Okay, it means what? I'll explain. Suppose vector A dot B plus C. In a simple maths, if we open the bracket like that, 2 into x plus y, if anyone asks us that open the bracket, so we can write in this way, 2x plus 2y, 2 is multiplied with x and 2 is multiplied with y. So in the same way, there is a dot product of vector A with B plus C. So if you open the bracket, so first of all, dot product of A with B plus now dot product of A with C, A dot C. So in a simple way, in a simple language, you can open the bracket in case of dot product. A dot B plus C means A dot B plus A dot C. Property number third, which is important one. Suppose we have two vectors A and B. Suppose these two vectors are perpendicular. Perpendicular means angle between them is 90 degree. So if, let's check that if two vectors are perpendicular, then what will be its dot product? Okay, we know the equation of dot product. A dot B is equals to AB cos theta. This is the equation of dot product. Now I'll mention in the introduction that theta is the angle between A and B, and we assume that is 90 degree. Okay, put 90 degree over here, so AB cos 90. Dear student, cos 90 is 0. Value of cos 90 is 0. 0 into anything is 0, so answer will be 0. So the conclusion is, please remember this conclusion, कि अगर two vectors are perpendicular, then its dot product is 0. Remember that if two vectors are perpendicular, then its dot product is turns to 0. Remember this. Okay, property number 4, dot product of unit vectors. Most important, we know that I caret, j caret, k caret are the unit vectors. I caret is the unit vector in x direction, j caret is the unit vector in y direction, and k caret is the unit vector in z direction. So dot product of unit vectors, please observe very carefully. For example, I caret dot I caret. If you want to find the answer of I caret dot I caret, recall this formula: a dot b ab cos theta. So I caret dot I caret means I cos theta. Like a dot b ab cos theta. So I caret dot I caret I cos theta. Theta is what? Theta is the angle between I with itself. So I caret and I caret, angle between them is 0 degree. So this is, I caret is a unit vector, its magnitude is 1, here also 1, and angle between them is 0, cos 0 is also 1, 1, 1, 1, it means k 1. I caret dot I caret, j caret dot j caret, or a k caret dot k caret, all are equals to 1. I dot I, j dot j, k dot k are equals to 1. Now I caret dot j caret. Okay, we know that I caret is a unit vector in x direction, j caret is the unit vector in y direction. So in short, I caret and j caret are perpendicular to each other. Angle between them is 90 degree. And just in the third property we already studied that if two vectors are perpendicular, then its dot product is 0. So here I caret and j caret are perpendicular unit vectors. So their dot product must be 0. For example, I caret dot j caret is equals to ij cos theta. Theta is the angle between I and j, which is 90 degree. Cos 90 is 0. So I dot j, j caret dot k caret, k caret dot I caret, all are equals to 0. Remember this, it's most important one. Now fifth one, it's one type of sum. For example, suppose two vector is given to us, vector A and vector B. And this time equations of vector A and B are given to us. Vector A is ax I caret plus ay j caret plus az k caret. Okay, let's consider vector A is in 3 dimension. It has all 3 component ax, ay, az. In the same way, vector B is equals to bx I caret plus by j caret plus bz k caret. So suppose two vectors are given to us. Now if anyone asks us that find A dot B, find the dot product of given two vector. Okay, so according to maths, vector A means ax I caret plus ay j caret plus az k caret. Now dot, okay, dot. B, vector B means bx I caret plus by j caret plus bz k caret. Okay. Now let's, as I said earlier in the second property, that you can open the bracket. So let's open the bracket. First of all, multiplication of first term with first term. See, remember this one is most important one. See here, I caret dot I caret will turns to 1. I dot I 1. Multiplication is ax bx. I dot I is 1. Now multiplication of first term with the second term is 0. Why? Because there is a dot product of I dot j. I dot j is 0. I dot j 0. I dot k is also 0. Multiplication of this 0. So again, I'll please observe carefully. First of all, the first term is multiplied with the first term. So ax bx. Now I caret dot I caret is equals to 1. So no need to write. Now multiplication of first term with second term, y 0, because there is a dot product of I caret with j caret. Now I dot j is 0, that's why 0. Now multiplication of first term with the last term, y 0, so because of I caret dot k caret, k dot I dot k is 0, that's why 0. So only the conclusion is that the x component is multiplied with only x component. Similarly, y component is multiplied with only y component. Y component is multiplied with y, because j dot j is 1, so ay by plus ay by. And a z component is only multiplied with the z component of other vector, because k dot k is 1, AZ BZ plus AZ BZ. I hope you understand this. So in case of dot product, x component with x component, y with y and z with z. For example, let's understand one very easy sum. Suppose vector A is given to you 2i caret plus 3j caret plus 5k caret, and vector B is given to you 2i caret plus 2j caret plus 3k caret, and if they ask us to find a dot B is equals to blank, find the answer. So here in case of dot product, x component must be multiplied with only x component. X component with this y component I dot j0, I dot k0. X component is only multiplied with x component. So 2 2s are 4, 3 2s are 6, 5 3s are 15. X with x, y with y, z with z component. So 15 plus 6, 21, 21 plus 4, 25 is the answer of this dot product. If these are the two vectors given to us, then its dot product turns to 25. So these are the properties of dot product. One more property of dot product I will explain, and after that we will understand the properties of cross product. So dear student, let's understand the last concept about dot product, and after that we understand the properties of cross product. But in case of dot product, the last most important point that we understand with the help of one diagram. For example, suppose this is vector A, and let's consider this is vector B, and angle between these two vector is, let's assume, theta is the angle between two vector. Now from the head of vector B, if I draw one perpendicular line on vector A, so that much portion, let's call it O to N, is known as a projection of vector B on vector A. Projection of vector B on A. It means that this ON is the component of vector B but on A. So here ON is projection of vector B on A, and that is equals to B cos theta. How it came? So consider this right angle triangle, and in this right angle triangle, cos theta, dear student, cos means adjacent side upon hypotenuse. So this is the angle, its adjacent side is ON and hypotenuse is B. So ON is equals to B cos theta. ON is a projection of B on A, and this is equals to B cos theta. In the same way, now if I draw one, this is the head of vector A. If I draw one perpendicular line on from the head of vector A on B, so that much portion, let's call it OM, is known as a shadow projection of vector A on vector B. OM is projection of A on B, that is equals to A cos theta. Why? So in this triangle, cos theta is equals to, cos is equals to adjacent side upon hypotenuse. So this angle, its adjacent side is OM and upon hypotenuse is A. So OM is equals to A cos theta. So here we consider two vectors, vector B, and from the head if I draw one perpendicular, so it's a projection of B on A, and this is vector A, and this is the projection of A on B. ON is the projection of B on A, OM is the projection of A on B. Now we know that equation of A dot B. We know that A dot B is equals to AB cos theta. Can I write in this way? A in the first bracket and B cos theta in the second bracket? Doesn't make any difference. Okay. Now see, there is a no arrow above the A. It means that this represents only magnitude. Okay, let's write in a words. It's a magnitude of vector A. And B cos theta, look at here, B cos theta means ON. and b cos theta is actually known as a projection of b on A. So A dot B also can be written in this way. Magnitude of A, so in the second bracket projection of B on A. Now one more time, A dot B, we also know that it can be written in this way, B cos theta. Acha, this also can be written in this way, B in the first bracket and A cos theta in the second bracket. Okay, without an arrow, only B means magnitude of B. Magnitude of vector B. And A cos theta, look at here, A cos theta is OM, is a projection of A on B. Projection of A on B. So A dot B also can be written in this way. Now check this two equation which is written in the box and obtain the conclusion from this two equation. Okay, we have two vector A dot B, A and B, two vectors, and in between there is a dot product. So A dot B, A dot B. In the first bracket, you can write magnitude of any one of the vector. For example, if you write magnitude of A, instead of that you can write magnitude of B also. But if you write magnitude of A, so projection of B on A, magnitude of B, so projection of A on B, means in the first bracket magnitude of one of the vector, and in the second bracket remaining vector, projection of remaining vector on the first one. So A dot B also can be written in this way. Remember, this concept nowhere explained in this chapter. In entire chapter this type of information is not given. Why I explain? Reason is only one. If you observe the exercise of this chapter, so in the exercise there is a one sum, number is 22, 22 number sum. The last portion they ask so many questions in that sum, the last one can be solved in a shortcut way using this equation. So in short, as I said earlier, that the topic of multiplication of vector is actually not given in this chapter, but we have to understand this topic for the clear so many concept. To make it clear, we have to understand this topic, that's why. Now this is the dot product. In the same way we understand now properties of cross product. So now dear student, let's start properties of cross product. Few properties of dot product we already studied. Along with that, let's now understand the properties of cross product. So first one, property number one. Along with that, let's also recall the properties of dot product. So if you remember the first property of dot product, so that was dot product is commutative, means A dot B also equals to B dot A. But on the other side, in case of cross product, the first property is cross product is not commutative. Cross product is not commutative. It means A cross B not equals to B cross A. Now let's understand the reason which is most important why cross product is not commutative. Remember, dot product is commutative. A dot B equals to B dot A, but cross product is not commutative. Let's understand the reason why cross product is not commutative. Reason. So you should know, remember one thing, that cross product, definition of cross product, कि two vector physical quantities are multiplied, result is also vector. And अगर जो result is a vector, it means कि it required magnitude as well as direction. Now I explain you how to find the direction of cross product. Remember, there is a one rule to find the direction of cross product, and the name of the rule is right hand screw rule. Using right hand screw rule, we can determine direction of cross product. Now let's understand what is actually the right hand screw rule, and from this discussion we understand that y a cross b not equals to b cross a. Okay, for that you have to assume something. For example, suppose this is vector a and this is vector b. So suppose we have two vectors a and b. Okay, for example, as shown in this diagram, consider this is vector a and this is vector b. So we have two vectors lying in the same plane. You can also think like that, this is vector a and this is vector b. So we have two vectors like that in a same plane. Okay, now if anyone asks you, okay, find the direction of a cross b. Find the direction of a cross b. So how to apply the right hand screw rule? First of all, imagine a screw in your right hand. This is vector a, this is vector b. Okay, this is vector a and this is vector b. Okay, now if anyone asks us to find the direction of a cross b, this is the behind one, this is vector a and vector b. Imagine a screw in your right hand. This is the plane on which both the vectors are lying. Take the screw in your right hand. Now rotate the screw. But the question is, rotate the screw in which direction? We can rotate the screw in both ways, like that or like that. If you want to find the direction of a cross b, then rotate the screw from a to b. Rotate the screw from a to b. It means that this is vector a and this is vector b. In this way, rotate the screw from a to b. Rotate the screw from a to b gives the direction of a cross b. For example, again I will explain. This is vector a, this is vector b. Imagine a screw in your right hand. Now rotate the screw from a to b, means like that, a to b. So you will now understand that screw is going to be fixed and it will go downward. It will go downward. So this is the direction of a cross b in downward direction. Now if anyone asks us that find the direction of b cross a, in that case, if you would like to find the direction of b cross a, then rotate the screw from b to a. For example, this is vector b and this is vector a. Imagine a screw in your right hand. Now rotate the screw from b to a. Rotate the screw from b to a, like that. So the screw is opening, means going upward. So this is the direction of b cross a. So now from this diagram is very clear that a cross b and b cross a are actually anti-parallel. They are not same in direction. In the beginning of this chapter, I will mention that you can write equal sign here only if these two are same in direction and same in magnitude. Here b cross a and a cross b are anti-parallel, not same in direction. That's why they are not equals to each other. But from this diagram we can write in this way: a cross b is equals to minus b cross a, where negative sign indicates that a cross b and b cross a are anti-parallel, opposite to each other. So this is the reason why cross product is not commutative. Remember, dot product is commutative but cross product is not commutative. This is the first property. Now property number second. Property number second is same as that of dot product. In case of dot product, second property was dot product obeys the associative law. In the same way, cross product also obeys associative law. It means that a cross b plus c, here also you can open the bracket. First of all, cross product of a with b means a cross b, plus now cross product of a with c, a cross c. In case of cross product also you can open the bracket. So again, dot product is commutative, cross product is not commutative. Dot product and cross product both obeys the associative law. Now property number third property. let's assume that two vectors A and B are parallel. Parallel means angle between them is 0 degree. So let's check that agar two vectors are parallel, then what will be its cross product? Okay, we already know the equation of cross product. If you remember the equation of dot product, A dot B, that is AB cos theta, whereas A cross B is equals to AB sin theta n caret, where theta is the angle between A and B, which we consider 0 degree, is equals to AB sin 0 n caret. Value of, dear student, value of sin 0 0, value of sin 0 is 0, and 0 into anything is turns to 0. So conclusion of this third property, कि अगर two vectors are parallel to each other, means in same direction, if two vectors are parallel to each other, then its cross product is 0. If two vectors are parallel, then its cross product is 0. Remember this. Now the next one, property number 4. Let's understand the cross product of unit vectors. Cross product of unit vectors. In the previous part, we already studied the dot product of unit vector. If you remember this portion, कि I caret dot I caret, j caret dot j caret, k caret dot k caret, all are equals to 1. Whereas I dot j or j dot k or k dot I equals to 0, which we already studied in the previous part, properties of dot product. But this time we would like to understand the properties of cross product. Okay, so let's understand the properties of cross product unit vectors. Unit vectors are the cross product of the unit vectors. So let's first of all decide I caret cross I caret equals to what? J caret cross j caret equals to what, and k caret cross k caret equals to what? It's my advice, please do not mug up this. If you not remember the answer in future, then just check it. We have already the equation of cross product, A cross B, AB sin theta. So in that way, I caret cross I caret is equals to II sin theta n caret. Like A cross B, AB sin theta n caret, I cross I sin theta n caret, where theta is the angle between I and I. So angle between I caret with itself, I caret and I caret, angle between them is definitely 0 degree, and sin 0 is 0, and 0 into anything is 0. So I caret cross I caret, j caret cross j caret, k caret cross k caret, all are equals to 0. Moreover, if you observe the third property, from the third property also we can decide the answer. I caret and I caret are actually parallel vector. I caret and I caret are parallel vector. If two vectors are parallel, then its cross product is 0. So similarly, I cross I, j cross j, k cross k are equals to 0. Now turning point, most important. If anyone asks you I caret cross j caret equals to what? J cross k equals to what? Or a k cross I caret equals to what? For that you have to use the right hand screw rule. Okay, first of all, we know that I cross j, as per this equation, I caret cross j caret, A cross B, AB sin theta n caret. So I cross j, IJ sin theta n caret. Okay, now theta is the angle between I and j. I caret and j caret, angle between them is 90 degree. Okay, I caret unit vector magnitude 1, j caret unit vector magnitude 1, theta 90 degree, sin 90 1 into n caret. So magnitude is 1, I caret cross j caret, its magnitude is 1, but direction we have to decide the direction of I cross j according to right hand screw rule. So let's understand, let's decide the direction of I cross j. Now for that, look at here, consider this is I caret, this is j caret, and this is k caret. I caret, j caret, k caret. Now we would like to find the direction of I cross j. Where is I and j? This is I and this is j. So this is the plane made up from I and j. Imagine a screw in your right hand. Now rotate the screw from I to j. Rotate the screw from I to j. If you rotate the screw from I to j like that, if you rotate the screw from I to j, is opening. Opening means coming towards you. Coming towards you means in z direction, means in the direction of k caret. So remember, I cross j is equals to k caret. And as per this concept, A cross B and B cross A are opposite. So I cross j is k caret. Then j cross I is equals to minus k caret. You can check with the help of right hand screw rule. Now j cross I is equals to I caret and k cross I is equals to j caret. Now check yourself using right hand screw rule. And in the same way, k cross j cross ki, तो k cross j minus I, k cross I j, तो I cross k caret is equals to minus j. If you have a confusion in deciding the answer of this, so I'll give you one shortcut method. Okay, consider this is I caret, consider this is j caret, and consider this is k caret in a clockwise direction, in a clockwise direction. Now if you go in a clockwise direction, so I cross j is equals to k, I cross j k, j cross k is equals to I, k cross I is equals to j. But if you go in anti-clockwise direction like j cross I, to minus k, like j cross I to minus k, I cross k minus j, k cross j minus I. So in this way, it's very easy to recall this or remember this. So these are the properties of cross product. Again, I want to mention that this topic is actually not present in this chapter, but is related to vector concept. You should know right now, is very much helpful in the future chapter also. As I said that chapter number 6 also, this cross product and dot product is very much important for us. So these are the concept of multiplication of vectors.